forest. It was actually where William Rufus was shot, but he doesn't come into the story, so I won't mention it again.
Apparently very picturesque and quaint. But don't use the Q word around Al. He hates quaint.
Yeah, I'm not big on quaint, because I grew up in it. It was 400 years old, and it was made of cob, which is, I hate to think what that is. I don't want to linger on it. And all I was interested in when I was a kid was rock and roll. I mean, you know, I used to listen to Elvis and Little Richard and the Everly Brothers and Fats Domino, and I was a huge fan of Eddie Cochran, who was much bigger in England than he was in America. You missed out on that one. Eddie was really great. And Dwayne Eddy, first man, the reason I picked up the guitar really was this.
Stopped doing it since. You can't make him stop. Every show, somewhere he sneaks it in there.
Yeah, for about like the first month, the only thing I played was the Peter Gunn thing. But then along came the Beach Boys, and by then I was grown up, and they sang like California Girls, and I Get Around, and I was listening to this thing, and I was looking at the girls in my local village, and I was thinking they do not look anything like, you know, sort of...
You should have heard what they had to say about the boys in the village.
Damn, I mean, California Girls, and like, I mean, I just sort of imagined what these goddesses would look like, and you'd go into the local village, and the local slags would be there, and go, oh, God, no. And I thought, that's enough, I'm going to go to America. Years later, in fact, probably about 6 months ago, I found myself having dinner with Shaun Cassidy, who I guess was a heartthrob, I think it would be the same. And Shaun told me about his childhood, and I wanted to kill him because it was the childhood that I wish I had had. Shaun Cassidy ate my childhood, I mean, which, if there is a title for a song, surely that is one, right?
Al says Shaun Cassidy was running around Hollywood with Keith Moon when he was in his teens.
When he was 14, he was running around Hollywood with Keith Moon. I was studying Latin. I can still do Latin.
It's not fair.
Amo massa mata mama samata samata, except I wasn't doing that.
Shaun Cassidy can't do that.
Shaun Cassidy ate my childhood. I'm going to write a song called that. Anyway, this is about growing up in America, which I didn't do, so this song is entirely wishful thinking. You're on your way back home in a brand new station wagon, a pile of rolling chrome, 10 miles to the gallon. Your mother puts some makeup on, you watch her crunch the gears. It's a child's view of the Eisenhower years. Father knows what's best, no one can upstage him. He thinks he's so well dressed, you think it's just outrageous. Elvis on the television, she has some career. It's a child's view of the Eisenhower years. I don't mind the innocence so much, in fact it's charming. The comedians have got a certain touch that's so disarming. Even though the aliens from space haunt the weekend matinees, superheroes keep the citizenry safe. There's a beep in the sky in 1957, a metal ball that flies through Soviet heaven. Papers scream the headlines, politicians nurse the fears. It's a child's view of the Eisenhower years. So much, in fact it's charming. The girls in their hoop skirts have got a style that's so disarming. Even though the neighborhood is new, everybody looks like you. at the soda fountain or the schoolyard to see the baseball fly out across the diamond. Jimmy Jones and I, we've both got good timing. To be born into a greaseback world, all hips and teenage sneers, it's a child's view of the Eisenhower